Athens, Sparta, Macedon, Thebes. Is there any reason to tie my belt this high? Boobs. Truce on the Western Front versus truce on the Eastern Front. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Where the duck are these wolves? Ah, avenge me. Shed eyes they got Ivan. US abolished slavery in 1865. Most of Europe abolished slavery 50 years earlier. Russia abolished serfdom in 1861. Revolutionary War casualties be like. United States, Great Britain, strength 10,100, 6,700, casualties and losses 30 killed, 38 killed. United States, strength 1,200, 84 killed. Great Britain, 1,800, 19 killed. Great Britain, strength 20,000, 64 killed. Be me, Robert E. Lee, order attack up. Heavily fortified. Libtard Longstreet tells me to not do it. Do it anyway. My face when they all die. Anons did I mess up? Point of view it's 2002 and you just accused a 72-year-old Buzz Aldrin that he faked the moon landing to his face. Make better Cosima goods or draw 25. Soviet Union. When you read about how medieval peasants had so many holidays. When you realize what it's like to live as a medieval peasant. Britain asks Iceland to join the Allies. Iceland refuses. Britain invades Iceland. How dare you? Infinite money glitch in 1600s. Buy yourself a cheap slave. Sell its organs. Patched by Abraham Lincoln in 1865. Emperor Valerian asking for the treasure of the church. Saint Laurent bringing him the paws, crippled, lambs and rejected people of Rome. Pan crick crack pan crick crack pan crick crack pan crick crack pan crick crack. Crick crack. Crick crack. Pan 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 cling. Cling. When you tell someone you're into history and they won't shut up about panzers and Wonder Woman. Americans during the Great Depression. Northern tissue inventing splinter-free toilet paper. Mosin Nagant. Service history. I'm tired boss. Go Octavian. Go Mark Antony. Go Lepidus. King Pyrrhus dying of a tile through his dead. I'm too weak. 50 Cent after being shot 9 times. Facilito. Romans loses 40,000 human lives. A. You win some you lose some. Romans loses eagle-shaped lump of gold. Worst day of my life. The actual British. Patriots idea of the British. Having a country named after you. Having an entire historical era named after you. Having a salad named after you. We live in a society. Roman Empire. Islamic Golden Age. The primitive man. I have superior instincts to identify dangerous predators with just one glance. The modern man. If friend-shaped, then his friend. Japan. We will provide free healthcare for all atomic bomb victims. Korean victims. Including us, right? Right? You did this because you were forcefully ankleist. You were evict. I did it for me. I like it. I was good at it. Stop giving me your toughest battles. They're literally pack animals. Hee-haw. Julius Caesar. Genghis Khan. Me. Which one is greatest conqueror after Alexander the Great's era? Me every time I see a show or film about the Knights Templar. Shut the duck up about the Holy Grail. Please shut the duck up about the Grail. Modern person. It's racist to cast Elizabeth Taylor, a white woman, to play Cleopatra. What the real Cleopatra looked like. Make a trading card game lampooning conspiracy theories. Use actual conspiracy theories as source material. The FBI raids your offices. The FBI raids your offices. Your game becomes legendary for revealing the truth. 60-year-old military rifle in my head. 60-year-old military rifle in reality. The Soviets learning Western reactors take hundreds of years to match their power output. This is the most ghetto shit I've ever seen in my life. Frederick the Great wears gloves in the winter. Frederick William. So you have chosen death. 12-year-olds in 1776 Trina keep playing their piccolo on beat after watching their neighbor get blown in half by a cannonball. The Soviet Union, after losing 5 times more men, but still making territorial gains in the Winter War. Alright, we'll call it a draw. Struggling Americans having to make clothes out of food sacks during the Great Depression. Food sack companies, making the food sack more colorful. Medieval wars in movies. How's up? Medieval wars in reality. We are just gonna sit in here for 2 years. And we'll sit out here for 2 years. How's up? Read the room, Jerry. Medieval wars in real reality. We are just gonna starve in here for 2 years. And we'll shit ourselves to death here for 2 years. I hate titans. Turns into titan. I hate gals. Turns into gal. I hate vampires. Turns into vampire. I hate the state. Dies of welfare. All our ancient Greek ancestors looking at us having all these complex machines that can do the work of 1,000s of men, but yet we all still have jobs instead of having orgies outside and eating figs. All they did was enslaving, raiding, and raping. Unsurprising. For the inferior race. Vikings. So cool. I finally found it. After 15 years. The Scroll of Truth. The logistics of the Manhattan Project. People who believe the Nazis could have built an atomic bomb. Niet. Peasant. I cannot pay. These taxes are unfair. Lord, you talk a lot of shit for someone with such a flammable house. Gisop Zangara. A Miami bystander. Anton Cermak. Mayor of Chicago. Franklin D. Roosevelt. President of the United States. Kamehameha the Great. 7 feet tall, 300 pounds. Kamehameha V, said to most closely resemble him. Less than 6 feet tall, 375 pounds. Anyone with a time machine. We've come to help. Who would win? 3 German tanks. A cook with 1 axe. I'm take you to watch a man's back being split open and his lungs pulled out of his body. Some Scandinavian girl in the year 800 to 1000 AD. Some European guy drawing a border that will cause a decades-long conflict and kill millions of peoples. The Continental Army defeated the British's militia and farmers. Prussian officer Friedrich Wilhelm von Steuben, who reformed the entire Continental Army under the Prussian system upon request from Benjamin Franklin. Machiavelli in real life. Machiavelli according to his reputation. General de Gaulle. You're just a cheap ducking knockoff. General Gerard. Oh non. I'm the upgrade. Who would win? A political and cultural system based entirely on the dominance of heavy cavalry. 100 pointy voice plus a drum. Tsarina Alexandra. A mentally ill, homeless, STD infested neck but with allegedly healing hands. It's Tsar Nicholas II. It was better long ago, complains modern man who imagines he would be a nobleman war hero, but most certainly would be a poor peasant conscript on the receiving end of a gothic charge. Parties. Japan. Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Yakuza. Taiwanese mob. Number. 400 plus police officers. 120 plus Yakuza gangs. 100 plus mobs. Yakuza. Police. How the Apache felt after tricking the Spanish into accidentally declaring war on the Comanche. You don't understand. We had to seize absolute power for the good of the revolution. What if the people decide to do anti-revolution things? We can't just give up power and leave the country in the hands of the idiotic masses. Yes you can. Most dead people. Dead Incan royals. Philippines loving the USA despite being invaded once. Taiwan loving Japan despite being invaded once. America before the Revolutionary War. America after the Revolutionary War, if France had decided not to help. German military, German industry, German diplomacy. I burned down Persepolis. Or, you're sweet. I burned down Athens. Hello. Human resources. The council recognizes your achievements, but does not grant you the title of war chief. How you do this? It's unfair. Some jerks decided to build this, and now I have to learn 3 languages. King Kamehameha the Great, during Hawaii's unification. King Kamehameha the Great after Hawaii's unification. Westerners when talking about assassination of Alexander II. Meanwhile Poles. In this house Ignacy Hraniewicki is a hero. End of the story. My child will think about collateral damage and plan accordingly. Sea of irradiated cobalt. The endless cycle of war. His generation forgot the horrors of war. Peace makes us weak and degenerate. War makes us strong. War is awesome. I was wrong. Still scared by the horrors. We should never go to war ever again. Man, I sure appreciate the time of peace by my ancestors. Plan to invade Cuba and regain control. Don't provide enough support for the invasion. You lost and Castro is a national hero. You lost and Castro is a national hero. When someone realizes that paper is easier to carry than gold, and now you are in eternal debt. Normal people with time machine. I'm your granddaughter. Wow, that's really cool. History nerds with time machine. Bro, please for the love of God don't go painting in wheat fields. 8. Bet. Me. Fine, I'll have a few drinks, but we are not assaulting the Iranian embassy in London. 16 beers later. Scottish people when they see a woman washing clothes. Visible fear. After all these years, we got back to Hanover. What a present. Gee, that half of Germany. Haha, it looks like boobs. 2024. I'm going to raise my prices for the 8th time this year. I can't afford this, but that's his right, it's what this country was founded on. 1776. I'm going to raise my prices for the 8th time this year. If you don't stop taking advantage of your customers, we are going to seize your supply by force. Did you say that the Ottomans and the Germans are in trenches? Oh god. Grandpapa remembering the Maori vigorously defending in trenches. Royal Navy. Quality trained crew will bring us victory. French Navy. Stronger hulls will keep us in the fight longer. Spanish Navy. Macho cannons. Macho damage. Average British World War I tank. Average German World War I tank. Point of view. You Performed My Way by Frank Sinatra at a Filipino karaoke bar since the late 90s. All of Italy should be absorbed, except of course. 1960s Stanford University graduate Russian history students asking their professor how Alexander Kerensky broke the Russian economy and eventually lead to the rise of Bolsheviks. Their professor Alexander Kerensky. Napoleon on St. Helena thinking about his fallen empire. Every school ever has. The kid who wants to be popular. The edgy kid who sits in the corner. The Asian kid. The one who's friends with all the girls. The bully. The bully's victim. The kid who's friends with everybody. The annoying rich kid. The nice boy. Marvel, Infinity War is the most ambitious crossover event in history. Me. This will inspire generations of artists to come. What the hell? Point of view. You are in prison and suddenly you're released because you need to save the future King of England. You are the one from my dreams, King Henry IV. A Soviet anecdote about Lithuania. Overall it's okay. Maybe give to Lithuania and SSR these lands north and south. Yes comrade Stalin. Yes comrade Stalin. Should we move it? Do you want to get us both shot? Just draw around it. I hope he won't notice. Everyone applauds the dictator. You too Brutus. Ancient history enjoyers now. After 50 hours, I have finally restored the Roman Empire in CK2. Ancient history enjoyers then. British aristocrats. Greek independence fighters. In ancient Greek. Let me not then die ingloriously and without a struggle, but let me first do some great thing that shall be told among men hereafter. Homer. What language is that? Some Englishman asked her. 793. Father forgave me for I have sinned. Confess yon sins, my son. I have attacked, plundered and burned the monastery in Lindisfarne. Wait, that's our monastery, but we were not attacked I mean, not yet. Dear Belarusians, thank you for choosing me as president. I will bring peace and prosperity to our country. So Belarus will finally become a democratic and European country, right? A democratic and European country, right? European battle. Aftermath. Entire kingdom conquered and royal family overthrown. 3 new religious sect formed. And an entire culture is changed forever. Casualties. 23 levied peasants dead and Sir Johnov, but duck nowhere upon Tweed twisted his ankle. Chinese battle. Aftermath. Didn't alter the status quo in the slightest and was lost to history for over 1000 years. Casualties. Both armies of hundreds of thousands almost completely slaughtered, and every city in a 100-mile radius is laid waste. Mass graves are still being discovered. Me. That's it? The guy slays the monster and saves his mother? What a generic underdog story. I wish Greek myths were original and tragic. Me. Humans evolving the ability to sweat. Hundreds of species evolutionizing for stamina. Average German logistical conversation in 1943. Do you have a spare gun? I don't even have shoes. Average American logistical conversation in 1943. Good thing the 100,000 turkeys arrived on time. Mikhail Gorbachev becomes a general secretary. 1985. Comrades. I know that our last 3 leaders were not perfect. That's why we decided to elect this young, handsome, and only 54 years old man named Mikhail Gorbachev. Territorial exchange between Polish People's Republic and USSR. 1951. So here is our new border comrade Stalin. Great news comrade secretary. We have found a huge deposit of coal in this area. You have exactly 7 seconds to move that border. Evolution of the German land forces 1939 to 1945. Bullshit eyes. Wehrmacht is better in every way. No, SS is clearly superior to you. You racially impure cowards. Hello, fellow ground troops. And you the duck are you? I'm from Luftwaffe Panzer Division. Hello, fellow adults. What the? You young people and all your technology. Back in my day all we had was a needle rifle and that was enough to beat the French. Battle of KPS appearance summarized. Helena check fire immediately. I'll ignore that. This is Drikoglevac. It steals kids and brings bad luck. He is brother to Drakojedek who steals kids and brings bad luck. Not to be mistaken with Skanejedek who steals kids and brings bad luck. First assassination attempt on US President. 1835. Dyking Andrew. Click. Shit, hold on for a second. Dyking Andrew. Click. Hee. It's a prank? Warlords. Japanese. Communists. Having a country named after you. Having an entire historical era named after you. Where's a hot topic? Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired goths. Plundern Totten Veritan. Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired goth. Agriculture. 1 crops get stored. 2 stored crops attracts rats. 3 rats attracts cats. 4 cats get domesticated. Best system ever. Hunting. 1 crops aren't stored. 2 rats aren't attracted by crops. 3 cats aren't attracted by rats. 4 cats don't get domesticated. Worst system ever. San Francisco, late 1970s. Hey, we may be freaky, but we are good citizens. We vote, we pay taxes, we give to charity, and we support our community. We are even regular blood donors. That's so cool. We'll bring our blood buses to your events and hold blood drives outside. Average depiction of Napoleon. Late 18th, early 19th century. Have you ever seen Napoleon? No, but I've heard he's pretty short. Actually, I'm of rather average height for my time. But Mon Emperor, why are you short then? Because we are in a piece of a British propaganda. A very short reign of the second king of Lithuania, 1918. Wilhelm, you just became a king of Lithuania, and you are called Mendog II now. What? Never mind. We just lost the war. What? Political career of Simeon II Saxe-Coburg Gotha of Bulgaria, 1946 to 2001. I can't wait to finally rule Bulgaria when I grow up. Yeah, never gonna happen, kiddo. We are abolishing monarchy. Oh dang it. And now it's time for inaugural speech of our 48th Prime Minister. Guess who's back, you commie bastards. How Byzantium got silkworms. Approximately 550. Anatolia. Mission Impossible music. China. Mission Impossible music. Persia. Mission Impossible music. My emperor, we bring you these sticks from China. Oh sweet. We are gonna be rich. Germany, 1848. Your Highness. The people are revolting. Maybe I can talk them down. Grease the guillotine. Grease the guillotine. Grease the guillotine. Now with the tyrants fat, call Prussians and Austrians. Choir boys with angelic voice. 1599 to 1878. So how was my performance, father? It was beautiful, my son. You get the job. Say, how old are you? 10. Father, great. So come with me. We need to do one more thing. And that, kids, is how I lost my balls. Average campfire during the system transformation. 1989 to 1991 Poland. It's nice here, isn't it? Fresh air, singing birds, and baked sausage and potatoes. I could do this every day. Shut up and help me with the scrub. Actually, I'm not a doctor. I'm a member of the resistance who is escaping from the Gestapo. Give me men, shelters, and weapons and I will fight the Germans. Thank you for trusting me. Now give me your alcohol and your daughters. We need it for the party. You wouldn't disobey an order from the resistance, do you? Hitler's ultimatum to Czechoslovak President 1939. You will order your troops to not resist, or we will bomb Prague. My heart. You're what? Somebody better call a doctor. We can't have him die here. Yes, mean Furia. I will make you learn necromancy if he dies here. Understood, mean for her. Done. The Soviets were extremely cruel with German civilians. Hopefully only the Soviets committed such atrocities in Germany. Meanwhile, the French in Germany and in Austria. We have clear orders. No quarters. Make them pay for deporting my family. Brezhnev doesn't want an anti-communist president elected in the USA. Elect an anti-communist president anyway. Brezhnev and an anti-communist president. How Bosnia got beaches. 1699. The Venetians are surrounding us from north and south. We must do something. Hey guys. The Ottoman diplomat has just arrived. Say, do your sultan wants to get, let's say, 2 villages? 300 years later. North Africa, 1942. Hail American. We found the perfect candidate to rule North Africa. He will be a great ally, and you will love him. Alright Franchi, as long as he isn't that Igor Wedrag. I agree to meet him. Isn't he beautiful? US government health agencies, early 1980s. There's something new going around. It's probably some kind of virus. It looks like a human version of feline leukemia, and it's spreading like hepatitis B. There's still a lot we don't know. We need funding for epidemiology, virology, retrovirology, public health, probably sex education, PPE for healthcare workers. Why should we care? Who is this disease affecting? Weird perverts. Filthy whores. Gross addicts. Okay, here's $100,000. Oh my god, we are going to need so much more than that. This is a pretty niche issue. People are already dying. These are young, previously healthy people, and these deaths are horrible. It's not really a threat to the mainstream population, is it? Medieval hierarchy be like. Peasants. I'm respected by both the nobility and the church for my honest labor of working the land and keeping people fed. Merchants. I have lots of money from moving goods around to sale and offering loans. Why doesn't anyone like me? Agriculture is great. The food is right next to you all the times. Our population is increasing. We live in houses now, and we have time to focus on things other than survival like art. Some unspecified time later. Agriculture is terrible. The food that's right next to you gets sick all the time. So now everyone is dying. And sleeping with your family in the same room sucks. When a male historical figure never married. Historians. He was a closeted home Schreckschall. In 1833, Britain used £20 million, 40% of its national budget, to buy freedom for all slaves in the empire. The amount of money borrowed for the Slavery Abolition Act was so large that it wasn't paid off until 2015. Which means that living British citizens helped pay to end the slave trade. 19th century factory employees trying to finish their 16-hour shift. The factory's clock being slowed down by the owner. M3 tall 1CK1D N3YI1D. Me, what can bring me joy anymore? Life is meaningless. My boyfriend exists. Me, woa.